Hello YouTube, and welcome back. My name is Tina. If you don't know me, I do lifestyle vlogs, and I'm feeling splendid right now. I'm filming on my boyfriend's new GoPro, so the quality of this video is probably gonna be hella good. And I don't know why I'm whispering, but I'm walking around Green Lake, and I've got the baby. He's right here. And if you just saw that journal, those are all my notes for my video today, because I wanted to talk about little Axel's waking up. I wanted to talk about my postpartum. I just wanted to talk about postpartum. So this is going to be a long video just because I have so many things to talk about, because a lot has happened in the last couple of weeks. I really have taken a little bit of time off just because of the things that I've been through in the last couple of weeks. So without further ado, I'm gonna get right into it. If you don't know, I just recently gave birth to my son, Axel. He's my first child, mine and my boyfriend's first child. And I gave birth at 39 weeks, only a day before his due date, which is crazy. He's a Virgo baby. He's a beautiful baby. He's a brilliant baby. He's like doing all these things like that are I guess uncommon for like newborns right away. Like he's only let's see, he's not even a month old yet, and he's doing things like sucking his thumb. I mean, I'm sure a lot of babies do that, but there's that. There's holding his own bottle. I could go on and on, but if you go and look back at the other video, the last video, that was his birth date, and that was the most beautiful little day ever. Just like how everything went. In the video you could see how like calm I was and how happy I was, and I had a smooth delivery. My water broke at 4 a.m. and then we left to go to the hospital. If you hear people, there's people walking behind me, but we left to go to the hospital that day.
Yes, because it may
Give me one sec.
but it's possible. Yeah. But it might not have to be one.
Okay, sorry, my phone's ringing. Who's this? Anywho, so we left to go to the hospital around 11, and we got checked in around noon. And I'm looking at my notes, by the way. So if I'm like looking down, even though you can't tell. So yeah, we got checked in around noon. At that point I was like, I want to say 4 or 6 meters, or meters, 6 centimeters dilated. Oh no. Okay, so I was 4 centimeters when I checked in, and then I kept telling the doctor to come back, and she finally did at 4 p.m. and at that point I was 6 centimeters dilated. And then basically within that hour I had hopped in the tub, and because my contractions started getting like really heavy, so I was like, you know what, I want to go try the tub. And that really helped me. It like soothed my pain. And I was like in the tub with my sister, like she was just talking to me, but I was like in another headspace, so I was like barely talking to her, and she was asking me all these questions, and I loved it, but I just couldn't talk because it was so painful. But yeah, that tub really helped me. The things that my doula had, like the balls, if you go to that last video again, you'll see I had like silver balls, and that like just help with like pressure points just to take my mind off of the pain. So I was using that a lot. My doula gave me this device that like also sent shock waves to my nervous system. So I had that. I was doing all the things in order not to have to be medicated. However, I did it. I delivered Ax'el unmedicated without an epidural. However, I did use nitrous gas just to like take the take the edge off because, oh my God, contraction pain. I can't even describe it. It was just so much. But something else that my doula helped with was when it was like getting close to the time to push, she was like basically kind of pushing my sciatic nerve like together, because that's where all the pain was coming from. So yeah. And then, okay, so I gave birth at 5:14 p.m. that day, and it only took me 30 minutes to push Ax'el out, and he like flew out, but I don't know how many times I pushed. It was probably like 5 times, and then he came, but it was so beautiful. And the other beautiful part was that so I'm a very like spiritual person, and I believe that that day like my people were around me. Like, not only did I have my partner Denzel there, I had my sister there, I had my dad there, and then I had my doula there. But like little cute ass things kept happening. Like the nurse who helped that day, her name was Caroline, and if you don't know, my dog's name is Caroline. So I was like, oh my God, my dog is here. And then my doula actually looks like my older sister. And if you don't know, I have an older sister who unfortunately is no longer with us. And she passed away in 2000, I want to say 14 or 15 due to gun violence. But I felt like I had a part of her there because my doula, like I said, looks like my older sister. And I get to see my doula one more time, I think 1 or 2 more times. And today, after I'm done walking the lake, I'm gonna go get her a present, because my God, she helped me through this whole process, and I couldn't be more thankful. And Denzel was like, see if you guys can continue like having a relationship after this, because we really like her, and I want to, like, you know, tell all my friends whenever they're gonna get you know, pregnant, I want them to have her as a doula, because she's just such a beautiful spirit. And yeah, so Caroline was there, my doula, aka who looks like my sister, and then this woman came out of nowhere, and she was like she helped with like people of color with something or the other. I totally forgot, and I have to look through my folder of things to tell me like what she was there for. But anyways, she looked like my late mother, and the way she just popped up was so random, because she came in like around the time that my contractions started getting really bad, and she kind of, I wouldn't say floated in, but like she just appeared, and then she like came to talk to me for a second. Like I was watching her the whole time, and she came to talk to me for a second, and she like whispered something, and I totally forgot what it was. I wish I would have like remembered. But I felt like, damn, that person really looked like my mom, and I felt like my mom's spirit there. And then I never saw that woman again. So I'm gonna like really look through the folder and try to like search her up, because that was like a coincidence. So it felt like my whole support group was there, and the doctors and nurses who were helping me, they all said, wow, you have such a beautiful support system. Before Ax'el came into this world, I wanted my dad to say a prayer for me. So he did a couple of prayers welcoming in this new life, and I didn't cry at all, I don't think, that day. But I was like on the verge of tears when my dad was praying, because I was like, wow, this is like so beautiful. And I can't believe that I'm about to have a little baby boy. And it was so beautiful. So around 4 to 5 is when my contractions started. And I had like around, I would say like around 5, like maybe 4:30 is when I had kind of zoned out and was like in my own little world and like barely talking to people. And the funny thing is, on the TV, there was a football game, a college football game playing that day, and it was a Oklahoma versus somebody else. I'll have to look, but I was like locked in on that game just because I needed something to focus on. And I was focusing on the football game, so my baby was born, and like while I was watching a football game. So like, I don't know, maybe he'll play football one day. His dad played college football. So look at these cute ass little, oh my god, cute little puppies. Oh my god, wait, oh, I can't. Okay, anyways. Oh, okay, anywho, yeah, so that was cute. And my sister was filming everything. She took a lot of pictures, so I have that. But in one of the pictures, the nurse Caroline was like saying, do you want to focus on me? Or one of the videos, she was saying, do you want to focus on me? And I like totally ignored her, and I was like totally locked in on the TV and watching football. So that's really funny. Yeah, so like I said, it only took me 30 minutes to push, and Ax'el came flying out. And it was the most interesting thing ever, because the pain, they talk about like the ring of fire, that shit hurt. That shit hurt so bad. But as soon as Ax'el like popped out, it was like time stopped, and it was so beautiful. So yeah, so that day he was born. It was such a beautiful day. For the rest of the day, everybody had left, and it was just Denzel and I and the baby. So we got to, you know, we got to bond with him for a little bit. And you probably just saw him, but oh, that's another thing. We are not going to be showing Ax'el on social media, like his whole face. If you follow me on social media, you've probably seen like his lips, his hands, whatever. But there's just way too many weird ass things on the internet these days, and I don't want him to be a victim of anything weird. So Denzel and I have decided that we're not gonna be posting pictures of him. So if you're our family or friend, then you've probably been inundated with a lot of pictures of him already. So yeah, just know that you won't be seeing pictures if you're of him else. I mean, other than that. So yeah. So we left on Saturday. The night was really, oh, look at this beautiful scenery. It's really warm out here today. But we left on Saturday, the next day, and then Sunday and Monday, that's when things started to change for me. And what I mean by that, I was like very emotional. I cried a little bit. Actually, I cried a lot of bit those 2 days. And then on Monday, we had to go to a newborn appointment just to like check Axel's weight to see if he had been, because after babies are born, they lose weight. So they just wanted to see like how much weight he lost. But because we didn't have an appointment, we had to wait a long ass time. I think we got to the doctor's office at like 2, maybe 3, and didn't leave until 6. So that day was like really draining, and that was my first day ever. That was our first day ever taking Axel out in public. So we had his diaper bag, but we didn't have any milk for him. And at that point, I wasn't comfortable with my milk supply yet, because it hadn't been coming in yet. So I didn't feel super comfortable breastfeeding him. So that was just a fail that day, and I hadn't eaten, so I was just like really irritable, and I was just like really low. I kept saying I was low, and then when I got home I like was crying nonstop on Monday, and it just was like a very emotional day. And then Tuesday was like, I felt like kind of normal, and I forget about Tuesday because it was kind of a blur, because then on Wednesday I had another appointment for myself and Ax'el, and that day I was just like also just not feeling the greatest, and they took my labs, and they took my blood pressure, and it was very, very high. So the next day after my doctor got the lab results on Thursday, she sent me a message because I was busy, and I didn't get her, or I didn't pick up the phone, but she sent me a message saying like, hey, you need to go to the ER because your blood pressure and your labs are really out of whack and your liver is not functioning well. So we got to get you to the ER. So that was Thursday. So that was really tough, and I felt like Monday was tough because that was a doctor's appointment. Wednesday was tough because that was a doctor's appointment, and then here I was on Thursday going back to the doctor's, and I was just thinking, damn, I really haven't had time to settle in and time to like just be, because I've been going back and forth to all of these appointments. And then on that Wednesday appointment, I had another pop-up appointment after my initial appointment that day, so that appointment was also long, so I was just like really irritable. But fast forward, just because this video is getting a little long, I got to the ER, and I was emotional again because when we checked in, the person who checked me in was like, she said, do you have a living will? And that just like snapped me into reality, because I was like, holy shit, that sounds very serious. This is like really scary. So I like was like almost panicking. And then we were in that emergency room for 8 hours, and again, we didn't have any food. I hadn't eaten. Hi, baby. And we were just waiting to see like what was up, but I felt really bad because Denzel and Ax'el were like in these uncomfortable ass chairs, but Ax'el was in his car seat for 8 hours. I mean, we took him out a couple of times, but it was just ridiculous. And they ended up going home later that evening once I did get discharged up to a postpartum room. So that was Thursday night. As soon as I got up to the postpartum room, they hooked me up to magnesium and something else, and they immediately like put me on some kind of medicine. But the thing that scared me even more was the fact that when we were in the emergency room, my blood pressure had gone up to like 170 over the bottom number was like 100 something, and that was like really scary because it set the some kind of alarm off in there, and the alarm was going off for like 10 to 15 minutes, I kid you not, and nobody came to check on me. So I was like freaking out, and at that point I was like, oh my god, I could die. I could really die right now. And there was a few things that I felt like they just did wrong, and that was one of them. Like, they could have come and checked on me, but that's besides the point. Like, I'm here now, and that's really it. So Zell ended up leaving that night with the baby, and the next day, so that Thursday, Zell had his first work conference thing, and we did not know that we were going to be in the hospital. So he had to cancel it because he had to come with me to the hospital. But the next day, it was like he had to go to that the conference, because it was like a 3-day thing or something. And we didn't have anybody to watch Ax'el, and my sister ended up watching him. And I was a little nervous because, you know, it was our first time like trusting somebody with him, and he was so easy for her. And I'm so grateful and thankful for her that she was able to do that. And that was, you know, their way of bonding as well. So yeah, so after they left, I felt really sad and lonely because they didn't come back that Friday, so I was all alone. And I think that day, that's when my friends came to visit me. Yeah, I think so. So that was really helpful, just because I was just defeated and I was ready to go home, but they just kept telling me different things. But I was so glad to see my girlfriends that Friday. I think it was Friday. I was just in there for too long. And I was like laughing, I was back to normal, and I was feeling happy again and hopeful that I would be out soon. But no, I still had to be there. Let's see. Yeah, that Friday, a lot of people were like in and out. Like a lot of doctors were in and out that morning. And I was getting poked and prodded. I have all these scars on me now from like all the IVs and shit that I was on. So I'm like, I can't wait till those heal because they look crazy. And they kept switching my medicine. They kept like upping the dosage, dropping the dosage, and that was just like another thing that was discouraging for me. So I'm trying to get through this list because I wrote a lot. And on Saturday is when they finally switched the dosage for one of the medicines, and that actually helped. So I was able to, I had to be monitored again, so I didn't leave until that Sunday. But yeah, I was able to leave after that, and now I'm taking like a lot of blood pressure medication, and I'm watching what I'm eating, and I'm, you know, doing some exercise and all that good stuff. And not only that, but another helpful person that helped us through this all was my friend Lorraine. She watched Caroline for us the whole time, and her and her husband came to meet Ax'el when he was there on Saturday, so that was really precious. And my goodness, I just have like so many supportive people, and oh my goodness, it was just so like uplifting, even though it was like a really dire time and scary for me. I'm looking at the list. So Sunday comes, I'm finally able to get out of there at like, I think I woke up at like 6 that day, because again, Ax'el and Zell didn't stay the night. They went home on Saturday. So I was just like, okay, let me get up, let me take a shower, let me get ready to leave. As soon as they discharge me, I'm ready to go. So I got up, showered, ordered some breakfast for myself, and I think I read my book a little bit. And then they came in and told me that they were working on getting me discharged. So I was like super excited, and I fully got dressed, and they were like, okay, you can go. So I think it was like at maybe 10 o'clock in the morning is when I left, maybe 9 or 10. And I got discharged, and one thing that also pissed me off was they were gonna let me leave all the milk there that I pumped over those few days, and it was a lot of milk. So I was like downstairs at a coffee shop, and I had ordered my coffee, and I was like, oh my God, my milk supply is upstairs. So I had to run back upstairs before my partner came to pick me up and ask for my milk. And I don't know why it took them so long to get it, but I was like, I'm not leaving this. This precious milk. So I got to take that home, and then, yeah. And while I was in the coffee line, I had like my bags and stuff, and the barista was like, oh, are you starting your shift? And I was like, I was just ready to get out of there, so I was like kind of thrown off by that. And I was like, he thought I was a nurse, and I was like, no, I just got discharged after giving birth. And I saw the other barista whip her head around, who was behind the what is it? Oh my god, the counter. I have mommy brain right now. And it was so funny because she was like, what the hell? You do not look like, she didn't say this, but her reaction said like, oh, you don't look like you just gave birth. But I kind of laughed at that in my head. But yeah, so I got coffee that day. And I was flattered by that. I don't know if I just said that. But honestly, after leaving the hospital, I 100% felt like a brand new person. I kept telling everybody that. I still feel like a brand new person. I feel like I got the reset button hit on me. I felt revitalized. I felt energized. And as soon as I saw my boyfriend and Ax'el, I was so happy. And I like, the first couple of days after having Ax'el, I didn't feel good. So I really didn't, I bonded with him, but it wasn't like the bond that I had after coming home from the hospital this time. And like, I felt like I just wanted to be Superwoman, and just cuddled Ax'el when I got home, and everything seemed so easy. Like I'd been, you know, being a mom for a while. And yeah, I don't know what happened, but I literally felt so brand new, and like I was ready to take on the world with my family and everything. And oh, this little baby, he's waking up. Hi, baby. Okay, I gotta walk faster because he's gonna start crying. But anyways, I started getting into a groove. Hi, baby boy. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Okay, so anyways, I finally started getting into a groove, and I felt like I was myself again. I did a little mommy makeover, hence the braids. And I ended up ordering myself some new clothes, just like to treat myself and say like, yay, mommy, you did it. And even though I gave birth a few weeks ago, I already feel like I feel so beautiful and strong. Like I've been looking at my body, like, you know, some people have a hard time adjusting to their new mommy body, but I like look at mine every day, and I'm just like so thankful and grateful that this body brought in my beautiful son, and he's such a gift to his dad and I and our families. And I'm so grateful for him. I'm saying that as I'm staring at him, and I almost could cry because my God, he's such a beautiful baby. My breast milk is coming in pretty well. I'm pretty happy about that. Like I've been building up a supply and being able to put it in the freezer. I feel pretty healthy. I just got a flu shot yesterday. I'm like making sure I take care of everything because I just want to be here for my baby. And I'm gonna like start going on these walks more often if the weather permits, just because I just want to be healthy. I just want to be healthy, and I want to be here for a long time. Oh, and another thing, something really cute, is that my dad is obsessed with Ax'el, and he's like asking like, can I he came over twice last week. He helped us with some lawn work or some yard work, and then the other day he like just came over and held Ax'el. But it's been so nice to like have him, you know, wanting to visit, and I'm like, dang, it took a baby to have you come over this often. That's so funny, but I'm so grateful for him too, because my gosh, I see what him and my mom went through with my sister and I, because having a kid or having kids, I will learn it comes with challenges. So yeah. And then on the whole vegan timeline, I'm gonna give myself the rest of this year to eat whatever I want, and yeah, I'll be vegan in January, and then let's see, I just wanted to say that my partner Denzel is such a great dad. Like, just been watching him, and you know, we make a great team, and the way he is so gentle with Ax'el is just so beautiful. And